Let the game begin.
This took 6 hours.
It was so much harder.
The edit is not accurate.
Everyone in there actually fucking hated me.
To shoving men and women if they were smaller and weaker than him.
And they used the lubricant on the condoms for their chap lips.
So if you haven't heard already, I'm on Netflix, Squid Game's The Challenge. This is me playing red light, green light, about to cross the line in second place. But why have I got my hands in my pockets? So this is me, player 215, and I crossed the line second. But what it doesn't show you on the show is that this took 6 hours. So if you haven't seen the show, it'll show us running for 5 seconds and then we have to freeze. But what you don't see is we actually had to stand frozen for 40 minutes or 30 minutes at a time. So it literally took 5 or 6 hours to get across the line.
Red light, green light. We filmed for probably like 6-7 hours. So I'm shuffling. Every time she turns her head and I'm shuffling, I only get to move for like 3.5-4 seconds, right?
Edit error number 1. I was actually the first one to throw a marble. He had the second chance, but it looks like on the tape that he was the first one to throw, but in reality, it was me. Second point. What you guys do not see is that we shook hands and agreed on a game. And the game was as follows. We would throw with our non-dominant hand, which was my left hand and his left hand, because he's right-handed, and I have screenshots to prove that he's right-handed, to even the playing field. That was the consensus. Again, this was something that he proposed. In order for it to be fair, since I felt like he had an unfair advantage, he was going to play with his non-dominant hand, again, his left hand, whereas we would both play basically with our non-dominant hands in order to even out the playing field, because I was so adamant that it was not fair for me to play a throwing game when I am not good at throwing. We also agreed that if there was a tie, we would salvage the tie with rock, paper, scissors to see who would be the victor. This is why I believe that I deserve to be the winner in this game. As you can see, he is throwing with his right hand. We agreed the rules of the game were to be playing with your left hand or your non-dominant hand. That is what we shook on. Obviously, I was looking at the ball and I was not looking at his hand, but you can see he is throwing with his right hand. My friends actually took a screenshot from his TikTok, thank you so much, to show that he is shaking someone's hand with his right hand here. Here is another form of proof. He's putting on chapstick with his right hand. Which is why I believe that I deserve to run that game, because number one, I was the first one to get a marble in. And second of all, even though I played with my non-dominant hand, I'm so proud of myself. And he violated the rules of his own game because, again, he was the one that proposed that we would play with our non-dominant hands. So, and I'm not even going to really fault him for this. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, you kind of just go back to like what, you know, your innate nature is. And maybe he forgot, you know, I'll even give him the benefit of the doubt. But he violated the rules of the game, which were to play with your left hand. So that is why I believe that I deserve to win this game. In regards to the microaggressions and how he treated me, we can talk about that in my separate video. I'm separately talking about solely the rules of the game and why I deserve to have won that game.
So you won't actually believe what some people in Squid Games did for their dry lips. So obviously we couldn't take anything into filming with us, but we were given these fanny packs which had toothbrush, toothpaste, and just some toiletry items in them. But we didn't have any Vaseline or chapstick. Now, 200 people in a big room, the air wasn't nice, there was no windows, and people's lips started to get chapped and dry. Now, as an Irish man, I wasn't blessed with big voluptuous lips like some of the contestants in there. But some people's lips got so dry that they used the condoms that were in the bathroom, because Netflix obviously assumed people were going to be getting jiggy, and they used the lubricant on the condoms for their chap lips. You could be literally sitting having a conversation with someone like, oh, hey, where are you from? And they would whip out a condom. I'm like, oh, 1 minute. Okay, I'm from Texas. It was a very, very strange experience.